Okay, so welcome to our next game of D&D in Mystara using the level up rules. We're up to session number 121, or as it is, Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 14. We're up to the game date of the 5th day of the 5th month of the year 1011. It's technically the day after the last session, so you'll all had a chance to refresh hit points, abilities, and spells, and pick the more appropriate spells as you may need. Tonight online we have Jeremy.
Good evening, all. Yes, I'm playing Dimitrov, the Goldaran native of the land of Karamikos, soon to become Kingdom of Karamikos. Has risen from his humble peasant beginnings to become a noble of the land and one of the most trusted sources of wisdom for all to receive benefit from. But obviously would not wish to flaunt such abilities or concerns over those less fortunate.
Next up today we have is Gabe.
I'm playing Valen, the medium rare elf from last session.
Up next we have is Rhiannon.
Hey, I'm playing Hildrun, the Air Genasi Ranger Cleric, who has thankfully stumbled over the idea that it's easy to put up with Dimitri when you have good food in front of you.
Definitely helps when you have the halfling chef who can cook anything.
Part of the reason why I'm studying his recipes.
Next up we have is Martin.
I'm playing a wood elf, Path of the Kenzai monk, that'll do.
And lastly today we have is Sean.
Hi, I'm playing Denrick, the wildfire druid, who every day is slowly considering arson more and more.
What?
Well, hey, he loves fire, and he loves what fire does for him.
And rats.
The rats seem to love him.
Very true.
Well, he may love rats too, on a stick, in a stew, and various other forms of preservation.
And he's not particularly appreciative of the Ashen King for the fact that all his minions have been abused by the fire.
Yes.
Yes, the Ashen King having the same bend as him really is frustrating, I'm sure. Okay, did anyone want to do the recap for last session?
I can again if you want. As I said, I keep notes.
It's all good. If you're happy to do it, I'm always happy for it to come from the play's interpretation.
Unless Dimitri wants to.
No, go ahead.
So we arrived.
You'll point out your flaws.
Go ahead. We arrived at Riverfort Keep to see smoke and all sorts of things that made us a bit nervous. As we were crossing the bridge, we were suddenly surrounded by fog and heat. Most of us managed to escape into the keep, though Valen and Genrick, or was it Dauphin, got left out on the bridge.
I think Dauphin went to rescue. So.
That's right. Dauphin went back to rescue Valen and got stuck outside. We had a nice little battle, taking down what seemed to be some sort of flying wyvernish creature, some imps, a squad of 10 magic users that Dimitri basically pushed off a bridge with arcane hand, and some sort of big magic user at the back who kept throwing fire at us, upsetting Genrick to no end.
Kindred soul, I'm sure.
We did eventually kill everything else and force the big magic user to teleport out and withdraw. We found out that the Ashen King's creatures regenerate with fire, making Genrick even more upset. Some of us then tried to go help the fighters on the other side, only to inflict strife on the rest of us, as we were all telepathically bonded, and seeing the Death Knight killing things scared us. Everything settled down with a ice version of Meteor Storm from the Black Knight. We went to the command center, who said that they had been receiving 1 to 2 attacks randomly over 1 to 2 days. The Ashen King seems to really want this keep. Borgel left, but we'll be back with the relic. He left about 30 minutes to an hour before we arrived, as he sensed the presence of the halfling chef. We've been gone for less than a week, which is good because it still gives us another 3 weeks-ish until the coronation of King Stefan. There's a group of riders, archers, and polearms from the Black Knight forces, which is the undead, and then we all collapsed and had a long rest. That sound about right, Dimitri?
You picked up most of one part, yep.
I still have 1 level of strife. That gives me disadvantage on wisdom, intelligence, and charisma checks, right?
Yeah,
I had 2.
Jeremy, you only get 1
okay.
back on a night. You don't get it all back.
Yeah.
So
In fact, I did got 1, but I something got 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up with 2 strife, which, as I said, a disadvantage on wisdom, intelligence, charisma checks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome.
No, I'm not playing that game. There are some characters that do loose stuff, some of the clerics, and
That's okay. Only most of my skills are wisdom and intelligence based.
I'm sure nothing happened today anyway.
So yeah, most of my fighting stuff is dex based, so I'm still good.
Yeah.
it does come in handy.
And we learned not to try not to observe the Death Knight, fighting.
Yeah, well, seeing death fighting does cause a few issues.
Hey, they put on a good show.
Oh yeah, it was very impressive. Mind blowing, you might even say.
Okay, so as you wake up in the morning, you can see that the place is rather quiet. Most of the people are talking in whispers. And you have had a chance to get a full night's rest with people protecting you. And you are given fresh food and water. Apparently, your cook was able to make something out of what they had left. And the commander of the keep does ask, do you have anything you can tell them about when the halflings are coming and what they need to do to make that happen?
Certainly, as Bargle might have mentioned, and he left. So they're not going to get here before he returns with the item. Our chef of the company to ensure that the the item is available, the bargain will be made, but it's not going to happen until Buckle returns with the relic. But I'll also probably try and schedule it for the most auspicious time of the month when the power of the relic, the power of the flame is going to be most effective. Which, as I say, Dimitri's certainly aware, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But, yeah.
I've got the note. Give me a second.
It is the 15th of the month, the night day of the full moon. Every 15th of the month is the full moon.
Yeah. It was 2 weeks away from when we left.
And there was, like I say, there was also particularly a certain month that was particularly auspicious as well, wasn't there? But
The apex moon. The apex moon, but it was too far away.
Yeah.
So the apex moon could completely destroy. Using it at the apex moon could completely destroy the Ashen King's forces and get him away, but it is a long way away.
Yeah.
As the halfling magic is particularly moon-based.
Yeah.
Okay, so the commander is quite happy that you have come because things have been touch and go without you.
Dimitri just looks smug. He doesn't mention anything about being well, what's surprising.
Yeah, I'm sure Dimitri will always say that without him it's always touch and go.
Okay, he wouldn't say it.
So we handed over a few days worth of rations last night.
You did.
How are the rations looking? Should we spend the day camping out, hoping and waiting for another attack for protection, or would a quick hunting trip with the risk of attack be worth it?
They basically say they will leave it to your discretion because they aren't as good a judge of that. Which is not great when someone does that.
No.
Because they don't really have authority of you.
Yeah.
Well, we could. I was going to say we could wait for an attack, repel the attack, and they're not going to attack immediately after they've attacked us. So we could wait for an attack, then go out for a couple of hours, do a hunting trip, and then come back.
I suppose part of the calculation will be what are their current ration levels?
Yeah. Well, I gave them.
How long can they survive without additional supply? And noting that to get additional supply, like on a hunting trip and things like that, it still requires probably a decent time away because of the influence of the undead around the area, meaning that.
Yeah, depending on what time the Ashen King attacks, we could possibly get back by the night, because I was saying last time it was a couple of hours out. So if he attacks early-ish in the day, we could go out and come back, otherwise it would be a night out.
Okay, so what's the current ration state like?
Their rations, they say, are fairly good. They can probably last about 3 days with what you've brought.
In which case, then I would suspect that we're probably better off certainly remaining at the keep, and if there's an attack during the day, then you can decide how early it was and whether we'll have to attack again the same day. But it's probably not worth trying to head out beforehand when we've got a few days up our sleeves.
So it's worth.
And Go on.
It's worth waiting for an attack.
At the very least, yep.
Yeah.
Is Valen able
Did Simon
to
give an
cast?
indication of how long you'd like it to be?
They're not sure exactly how long they're not expecting one until nightfall, so you could possibly get out and about during the day and not have a problem.
Yeah. But did Bartle give an indication of how long it would likely take for him to return?
He just shrugs and says, "Wizards, they don't really measure time like real people."
Well, there are important things being aware of in the world.
Yeah, time doesn't seem to be something that wizards seem to follow, he says. And I'm sure the Black Eagle Barony will find reasons to delay simply because, well, we still don't trust them.
Is Valen able to cast his eye over the current state of the defences, given his military background, and just make a quick assessment of how well things are holding up in the actual barracks itself, or the garrison?
Give me a roll. What's an appropriate skill for you to do this?
Probably, I guess, investigation.
Make an investigation roll then.
That's 8.
A total of 8?
6 plus 2 for investigation.
Are you actually proficient with investigation?
No.
Okay, so that would be why you're rolling so thin. Okay, so putting your eye around, you find so many problems with their strategic layout. There's not a single tree involved. How dare they not use trees?
I didn't prepare create food and water today, but if we get stuck here for a while, I can create food and water. And it says one supply. What's is that for one person or
one supply will feed a person for a day?
Okay, so I can do 3 supply and an additional 2 supply for every spell level above 3rd. So I could burn a couple of high level spells and give us some more rations, but it doesn't feel as useful as, say, going on a hunting trip.
Well, it's not as nutritious for most of them. It meets their needs, but doesn't satisfy them.
Yep. And there are other clerics around, so it's not going to all fall.
Okay, so the captain does make you honorary members of his division. So Dimitri does gain himself a Fury of the West patch. Which is the Rebel Fort Keep Battalion badge. He already has a couple up his belt already.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously he's a hero currently costs.
Just Dimitri, or do the rest of us get a badge?
Each of you gets a badge.
Is it the Fury of the West badge?
It is called the Fury of the West because that is the name of the battalion.
Yeah.
Each battalion has a name unless it's one of the wartime conscription armies.
Awesome.
And I'm not sure if we named the commander previously. Did we name the commander?
He was down with the plague before, so I don't think we actually got a name.
He was a bit confused when he first woke up.
Okay. As he does not actually have an official name, what is a good Phaeton Romanesque name for someone?
Dimitri's already taken, unfortunately for him.
That's less Romanesque, more Romanian.
But sure, yes, it's still yes.
Would you Caesar salad?
You'd like him to be a bit leafy, would you?
Alias Albus
Gregor.
Glacius.
So you want him to be called Aurelius Albus Glacius?
I'm just running through names.
Gregor Jeff.
I like Aurelius, though.
Okay.
Trying not to go for the obvious ones. There's Fabius.
Biggest.
Fabius.
Personally, I'm going through some of the asterisk ones.
Quintus Fabius Maximus was the Roman general who used delaying tactics to halt the invasion of Hannibal in the 3rd century BC.
Right.
Well, I might make him Aurelius Manius then.
Oh, so now we're down to mine. He's even got a surname.
Aurelius Manius?
Yep. Where Manius is derived from meaning his family's known for being good.
Cool.
Which is actually interesting when you can see what the names actually come from. You can build a personality around it.
Yeah.
I tend to have meanings behind every name I create.
Okay, just seeing if Aurelius actually has a... So Aurelius was actually a family name. So his name actually translates to golden good.
That
I'm
works.
sure he lives up to his name.
Okay, so yes, he is the commander of the keep. He does have refined muscles, chiseled jaw, flowing locks, but actually does seem to have intellect behind the eyes.
And, okay, Dimitri will have a talk to who was it that was who characters the fixers in the topic? I don't know from it. Derek was having a look at the defenses or Valen?
Valen was looking at the defences.
I believe it was
Okay.
Valen, yes.
Yeah.
And you do keep hearing him saying they've just got no trees. How can they defend the place?
Dimitri will point out that remember they're not the normal defenders here.
So would Dimitri like to do an investigation roll and mansplain to the elf?
Hang on a moment. Where are we? He won't mansplain anything. But he's playing.
What do you mean he won't mansplain everything? He mansplains everything.
Human spelling?
He's not the man.
33.
Okay, so yes, while Valen's doing his investigation, Dimitri follows him around correcting everything.
And Valen's just going to get like slowly, just gradually building with the tension.
And I'm sure Jeremy will throw in, he even gives him some relaxation techniques on top of that about meditation.
Thanks, God. You really got a lot of fun for you. It's not good for you.
While they're doing that, can I go around and check out if anybody's got any wounds from yesterday, or like if we want to wake up another, some more people with the lesser restoration, remove curse combo.
Well, you do talk to Aurelius. He's saying that they're hoping that when the halflings arrive, they can wake them all up and cure them at the same time.
Yeah.
And by that stage, hopefully we won't have need of the undead and we can take back control of the keep.
And everybody else would have healed all their wounds from yesterday, so that's all good.
He does point to the undead and saying, well, I'm not sure you can heal that.
No. Well,
Or would you want
it
to?
depends on your definition of heal.
I'm not sure that'd take too kindly to being having the undead condition removed.
True.
Though we did hear a voice talking about how he can make bone stew.
Then I'd probably go check on the stores and make sure that, the rations and everything's going okay. And I know we've got about 3 days, but
Aurelius
everyone
does
doesn't like just standing around and doing nothing.
So Aurelius does ask you if you know that you're actually traveling with the dread pirate Wheeze.
My eyes light up, and I'm like, yes, and it's so awesome. And he's been teaching me all these things, and I've been looking at the blades, and there's this one for this and that one for that.
Yeah, apparently he carries 10 knives, one for each type of person to carve up. Which is where he got the nickname 10 Knives. So apparently Aurelius does know of your cook from reputation just by seeing him.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I go into this weird fangirl state.
Well, Aurelius is quite a fan as well because he says he's one of the few halflings he's dealt with who is very logical and rational.
Awesome.
And he would hate to fight
Not
him.
necessarily quite the logic.
Go, Jeremy?
Not necessarily quite the logic that a lot of people want to follow or believe, but it's definitely logic.
Okay, so he asks, is there anything he can assist you with while you're doing stuff? Because he says that the Lord of the Realm has gone off wandering. He's glad that he's explaining to the elf who's traveling with him what we should be doing and not him.
Yeah, I'm just looking for something to do because Hildren it has trouble sitting still and likes to be useful. So finding people to heal or looking at rations would probably be her priority, unless she's following along with Valen and Dimitri and doing bodyguard duty.
He does have people up on top of the battlements with spyglasses trying to spot any approaching force. You can assist with them if you wish to.
Yeah, I've got a fairly high perception. I might go do some lookout.
Okay, so reaching the battlements on the top, you do see that there are 4 sets of spyglasses pointing in the cardinal directions mounted on the battlements. Only 2 of them have people looking out of them. And
Cool.
Standing on the looking out with his own eyes per se is the Black Knight.
After yesterday, I might try to be as far away from Black Knight as possible and look out one of the spyglasses.
Okay. Give me a perception roll.
And I've got disadvantage because it's wisdom. Damn it, one of those was a 17. Perception is wisdom based. So 11? No, I've got, hang on, plus proficiency, so 15.
15's not a bad roll with disadvantage. You are actually seeing that there seems to be actual game to the south of the fort, which you're surprised at, as most of them had been further away from the keep. You could probably reach it in maybe about an hour.
Cool.
And you can also see that in the riverside there is a group of griffins.
Is that to the river to the south?
The river to the south, yes. As
Presumably we're not walking Karamekan Griffin Riders.
well, the Karamekans do have griffin riders, and they do actually release some griffins into the wild when they feel they can't be used any further.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm paying attention to that. It's not like you're spotting a reserve force coming in from Speculara to support the keep.
They wouldn't have landed this close to the keep. They would have just come straight to the keep.
Yeah.
Okay, so while you're doing that, what is Trellin and Genric doing?
Well, I'm going out hunting because I've got survival.
So I might head back down after seeing the spyglass and saying to Trellin that we could go for a hunt later. We just go to see game only an hour away.
Okay.
And what about Genric?
Gendrick would be. Not sure what he'd be doing, actually. Might just be wandering around, seeing what parts of the castle can be burnt if it needs to be.
Currently, the stables is the best place to burn things.
Trying to think of some spells that aren't fire-based so that he has some way of attacking the Ashen King's forces.
Oh, you've definitely done that. I've already changed out most of his spells. Be less fire-based and or water.
Okay.
The sacrifice comes that we make.
Yeah, sacrificing some of the damage. I'm not actually sacrificing any damage because I'm not doing any before.
Well, Genric would know that the foe you're facing would probably be able to come back with more and more fiends because, well, if he's able to come and go as he pleases, he can probably bring bigger and bigger foes back with him. And from what he had learnt of him previously, he is bound to this keep and can't travel far away from it because a majority of his converts are here. Which is why he keeps trying to take this place, because he can't travel too far from it.
So there's definitely fiends. Life Arrow becomes even more useful.
Right. See if I can find some vermin to talk to and see if I can get some information from them if they've seen anything.
Okay, so yes, you have no trouble finding vermin because they keep finding you.
Yep.
And they've seen lots of things, and they tell you almost constant stream of chatter of what they've seen. Give me a dice roll. That's how long it takes for them to come up with something you're interested in.
Just a d20.
You choose the dice.
Yeah, Michael Q situation. Seconds, minutes, hours, days.
I got a 9 on a d10.
Okay, so after about 9 minutes of constant chatter, you finally hear something interesting. Apparently, they have been everywhere in the castle, and somewhere below the castle in a cave system is a summoning circle.
Those aren't usually good things to find underneath castles.
Created by the fiends, not by the inhabitants of the keep.
Oh. I will inform somebody else of this.
Who?
Dimitri, he seems to know what he's doing.
Okay, you find
I can find
Dimitri.
him.
You find Dimitri still following Valen around, mansplaining to him.
Can you just tell me where the defenses are?
He's too busy explaining the fact that the style of defense being used if the defenders available changes according to the need there.
Dimitri, you know stuff about summoning circles, right?
Yeah?
Yeah, there's one under the castle. The rats told me.
Now, I had been meaning to find out what modifications Bible might have made by over here. I think we very good look at.
According to the rats, it wasn't made by Vargle.
The
The fiends did
an
it.
ancient circle. We want it.
We should probably go look at it. I'm sure nothing can go wrong from that.
It'll be an important part of the exploration of the defense of this castle. Okay. If there's an entrance way that people are unaware of, could be examined.
Okay, so you notice Hilderon talking to Trellin, and they're both looking like they're about to head out on a hunting expedition.
Out of character. We're talking fiends, and I'm a cleric.
Is.
We worked out there was no requirement for hunting today.
No, but there's game only an hour away.
This game in the castle, if you just look for something smaller.
Yeah, but rats don't feed that many people. True, but they're more of a last resort.
I heard there's caves underneath here. There might be some bats. I hear they're called chicken of the cave by some people.
I'm sure the chef would have something amazing to cook up with bats. There are caves?
Yeah, there's caves underneath the castle. There's a summoning circle down there. The fiends made.
Oh, then we should definitely go check it out.
Yeah, the rats told me. We've never had any problems with rats in the past.
The rats told you.
Yes.
Can they tell me something embarrassing about Dimitri?
But I'm sure if you find the right ones, they can tell you my entire life story again.
Are the 8 of those hanging around you?
I think we only found like 2 of those rats. There's still 6 left.
I thought I killed a few of them.
I thought a lot of them have been killed.
Yeah, I was fairly sure that's where my ROUS jerky came from.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, Gedrick, I have destroyed many of those rats.
What rats?
Me and Dauphin. The ones who knew your life story.
No, those rats don't exist.
And what have we been eating?
The one that you ate recently, his name was Jeff.
Well, shall we go explore some caves?
We can They see what happens to be there.
Well, considering
Even if the source material is possibly a bit suspect.
Considering Genrick said it's fiend related and the Ashen King likes this keep and has fiends in his forces, seems like an important thing.
The rat did tell Genrick that the entryway for people bigger than Tiny is about half a mile upstream.
But it's under the keep.
The caves lead to under the keep, but the entryway is not in the keep itself.
Is the entryway to the cell?
Unless you're the size of a rat.
Unless you're the size of a rat, yes.
Which direction?
Out the west gate and follow the river for about half a mile.
So I couldn't, divert and do some hunting at the same time.
So I got to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Sadly not. But as much as I like the idea of going out and supplementing our rations, I think a fiendish summoning circle is probably more important.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so the game was spotted not in the direction of the entrance to the summoning circle, is that right?
That is
No,
correct.
the game was south.
Yeah, usually it's like you study yourself thought, but well, maybe the game was not quite what you thought for.
I mean, I'm fairly good at spotting animals, but you could be right.
No, but they say they might come out of the summoning circle, but probably not in the logic of the way. Well, yes, in which case, we've seen no evidence of approach of them now, and they tend to approach in the evening rather than during the day, so we might have take a look. Just start the door.
I mean, I'm a cleric, but my religion skill is not that great.
Right, the meat correct, brother.
Okay, cool.
Well, you can be the religion who remembers things, or the religion who just does it intuitively.
Well, considering I learnt it in the forests with my mentor, not really a book-based, multi-religious comprehension skill.
Which means you probably have the intuition of religion, not the learnt-based version of it. Which means you can use wisdom with your religion quite easily.
I was going to look at the religious spell list to see if you happen to have reduced person, and then we could go the same way rats doing down rather than going out back again. But not available right now. So, well, yep. May as well gather up our things and have a quick stroll out into the woods again.
Should we tell Aurelius where we're going, or just head?
Well, no. So, I actually thought that Aurelius was with it for some reason right now. I thought that they'd caught up with Aurelius first, but
Well, Aurelius didn't go up to the top of the keep, and he'd been talking to Hildebrand before she went and scouted the game, and then went to Trellin.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all good. Well, certainly, as part of the preparation for getting things together ready for pulling out, we will definitely let Aurelius know that we'll be back shortly. There's possibly indications of a possible way of at least thwarting and slowing down the forces here. So,
He says to be careful because he knows that the hills are infested with orc warrens, so you might find a old colony somewhere along their way.
well, I'm sure they'll have supplies available for that.
So we're watching out for orcs, was it?
It is an old orc area.
Yeah.
Before humans came and pushed them out of the way.
To be fair, I feel that orcs may be the least of the problems out there, so okay. And then, but Dimitri carry up his stuff. He'll spend a minute. We can talk up. So,
I'll get Vidir and wait for everybody else.
And
is
what
there a
does
campfire?
and what does Generic call the rat?
Alright, go pose up.
What does Generic call the rat that's been giving him the information?
What did I name the last rat? Jeff. This is Gregor.
Well, Gregor's happy to come with you to tell you where the entrance is. He doesn't think your friends will be able to find it without him.
Oh yeah.
I have that spell. I turn into something bigger.
You want in like animal or something?
I was gonna see if I had polymorphs. I do.
Yeah, polymorph's a druid spell. Turn him into something bigger to replace the horse that died.
That's right, one of our horses died.
So
It
you
was
want,
Valen's horse.
Yeah, mine.
Canberra could be the replacement horse.
so you're going to
Okay.
turn Generic into the horse, are you?
And how far away did we say we had to go?
About half a mile.
Yeah, so
We don't really need horses
really
to that,
necessary.
really.
Sorry.
We don't need horses for half a mile.
Exactly, that's right. Horses are really necessary. Yeah, Dimitri, someone brings up his horse to explain.
Am I putting Vidir back in the stables, or...?
Well, Dimitri rarely walks anywhere, so, wizards. Especially when it's an imaginary horse he gets onto.
That's right. We're talking about some steed here, so.
Krellin just runs everywhere.
Yeah.
I prance, thank you.
55 feet.
Well, you've got the striding elf and the prancing elf, so yes, they are different in how fast they can move.
So Genrick and Valen, are we riding or are we walking?
I'm prancing.
Bird.
So someone's flying, I'm guessing.
On this walk.
I'll put Vidir away and walk.
Okay. It only takes you about half an hour to walk the distance. The edges of the river is quite smooth, having the water move as fast as it does. And
I'm doing my slightly ahead and off to the side scouting.
And you see the occasional fish pop out of the water. Seems it is quite good salmon territory.
Excellent. So not only could we hunt, we could fish.
You could. And you do see many old bear tracks in the ground as you're heading north. Doesn't look like the bears have been here for quite a few months, though.
Are the traps still active?
The traps?
Yeah.
Which
Or tracks, did
tracks?
you say?
I said
Tracks.
tracks.
Oh, sorry.
Looks like that this region should have lots of bears in it. But they
They're
seem to have.
probably being driven away a bit by the undead.
You believe that's true. Undead be crazy.
Mm. Natural
Really crazy,
creatures.
undead.
Natural creatures tend to try and avoid the undead.
Okay, so while you're scouting ahead, I will give you a perception roll to see if you can notice something of importance while traveling.
Okay, let's not roll the same die I rolled last time.
I've got to do it twice in a row.
That's okay. We've strived.
Double 18s.
Double
So
18s is very nice.
1829.
Okay, you do notice a section of the riverbank that has been severely burnt. So burnt that you don't think anything will ever grow there again.
Cool. So recently, or
Closer look at it, it has the smell of sulfur and brimstone. Very hard to tell how old it is because the land underneath it is dead.
I think Ashen King being here was here.
yeah, I was gonna say I'll wait for Dimitri to catch up and then point it out to him and go, "Is this a sign of the Ashen King?"
Gregor talks to Generic as you're asking Dimitri that, and he seems quite surprised. He seems that the two legs actually found the entry point.
Oh. Actually, that makes sense.
He didn't think they were smart enough. They don't use their nose that well.
The rat's saying that this is the entry point.
That would fit because part of the Ashen King, or sign of departure point of demons and devils that have been summoned from the underworld.
So, this is pointing to the idea that the summoning circle has something to do with the Ashen King, and might also explain his lust for the River Fork Keep.
Potentially one of his sources of power, or he may well have found it just on the, and he's taken advantage of the previous presence.
Cool.
Either way, we should deal with it. Is there any apparent entrance or access to some sort of tunnel system?
Okay, Dimitri can make an investigation check as he's looking.
Investigation, is it?
Yeah, investigation.
I mean, I'd also be looking for, an entranceway.
You can also do an investigation.
Well, 25.
Ouch. I don't like his disadvantage. Investigation is intelligence, isn't it?
Normally, yes.
Usually.
Yeah, no, that would be a 4.
Yes, on a 4, you're stumped. Was anyone else having an investigation roll?
I'm distracted by the bear trap I see.
I would like to ask Gregor something.
Yep.
If he's a rat, so he probably hasn't gone this far out of the castle. How does he know that this is the entrance of the cave?
Oh, he's followed the caves many a time.
It was certainly something I was looking at, the fact that, yes, I didn't expect it would be all that far out of the castle because of the fact that we're getting that distance. Which is why, half a mile is certainly feasible, though.
Pretty long
We're
distance.
looking at probably 100 now.
Sometimes they go for days traveling because, well, hey, there's always interesting things to eat.
But yeah, so Dimitri's got 25 minutes investigation looking around.
Okay, Dimitri can identify that by the looks of the markings, it looks as if things had climbed out of the water and walked away from the riverbank after standing on that spot. He believes the entryway is under the water level.
Under the water level, but coming out, or the closest bank is fine.
I'll throw my breastplate on.
Actually.
I'll ask Gregor.
And what was that, Sean?
I was going to ask Gregor if he knows exactly where the entrance is, and then use shape water to move the water away from it so we can just walk in.
Yes, he basically says it is literally 5 feet down from the water's edge there.
Yeah, probably don't need to use shape water for that.
He says most two legs don't swim too well. You might need it still.
If the entrance is submerged, is the tunnel submerged?
Some of it is, he says, but not all of it.
So we're going to be swimming for a bit through the tunnel.
Well, swimming is where most of the food is, the rat does say.
But to be fair, it's obviously not particularly aggressive to swim. If the rat was able to do it.
Rats are good swimmers, aren't
They are.
Yeah, I think I have a lower level spell that we might be able to use. I'll research the description of this one.
I mean, I put on my breastplate because it,
gives you a swim speed.
Yep.
That's only one creature. If somebody's not confident in their swimming speed, I can give them an air bubble.
Or you could polymorph them into a fish.
Yeah, but then I have to make sure I keep track of which fish they are.
Can I walk on the water?
Walk on the water, but that's not going to help to get under the water.
We need to go through the water.
Because I can walk on water, but maybe that's not helpful.
Yeah, the entrance is under the water. Otherwise, I'd be fine.
Well, considering Trellin is the second coming, he has died and come back, and he can walk on water.
Yeah.
Okay, that hard.
While people are getting themselves getting prepared, Dimitri will
What's
telepathic bond. So
Does it come under survival?
Swimming. Swimming is normally athletics.
Yep.
No.
And if someone wants to say swim in there and use a rope for the other characters, they can simply pull themselves along the rope instead of trying to swim.
I'm happy to swim through and take a rope.
I'm with that, yeah. So I'll use the rope.
Because there are many ways of navigating treacherous areas.
Well, being from the northern reaches, swimming is second nature to me, so just check my magic
I'm
items.
happy for people to at least investigate what the passage is and make sure that it is actually big enough for a human to access. Which I believe because the demons are apparently coming out of here.
Well,
Considering at the moment the only confirmation of the passage itself is coming from the side of a rat.
I'm happy to go swim if I tie an end of a rope. Do we think it's going to be more than 50 feet down the tunnels?
If it is, then people pulling along may start to have problems, though most of them are quite fast, so they could probably do about 200 feet of rope without any issues.
Well, but the point is, we've got the telepathic bond, and if it goes longer, then we can tie another rope to the end that we're holding on to.
Yeah.
Well, you're
I'm
coming
just
down.
not likely to stop unless somebody tells me. And even then, like, I think I can hold my... Oh, no. I'm an air genasi. I can hold my breath indefinitely.
No.
I was like, how long can I hold my breath? Isn't that based on constitution? And then I'm like, no, I have unending breath.
And most people can hold their breath a number of rounds equal to their constitution modifier without any issues.
And then you're going to start rolling.
And then the DC increases for every round after that.
So, yeah, I will go for a swim, because I've got decent swim speed. I can hold my breath indefinitely. I would suggest tie a couple of ropes together just to give me some leeway.
Oh, good. I mean, the point is, we've got the telepathic bond, so you can tell us exactly how you're going on the way, and we can also tell you if you're running out of rope.
Excellent. Is there a distance on that telepathic bond, or?
I communicate telepathically with each other regardless of language and across any distance.
Alright, cool.
I haven't got the rare version that would allow us to go across different planes.
No, that's okay.
I'm sure he's working on that one.
I was going to say, I'm surprised, Dimitri.
No, for the fact that it's not like you're not involved with actually developing the use of the spells in general. What if
Okay.
Well, I will go for a swim, and if I happen to see, a fat-looking salmon on my way, I might use my salmon-catching gloves to try and catch it.
I would like to turn into an octopus and go with her.
Okay, so
Are you going to sit on my shoulder?
We'll just become a backpack.
You might want to make sure you're given the warning you're doing that, because otherwise it's like, you found an octopus.
Yeah, it's calamari vanilla.
Yeah, I think I would have noticed. With my perception, my passive perception of 26, I tend to see most things.
You just randomly find an octopus with the same burn scars as Genrick.
Yeah.
This octopus seems familiar.
That's not the kind of species I expect to find in this river. I don't have green screens.
Well, I'm gonna, once Genrick has attached himself to my back, I'm going to jump in the water and try and find this entrance, and, well, Genrick would also have, would have more of an indication, so hopefully I think it's possibly be rolling without disadvantage for finding the entrance underwater.
Well, you're pretty much right on target when you go down. The entryway appears to be 2 feet wide.
That's big enough for us, right?
It's big enough for you to squeeze through.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And octopus can squeeze, so.
Well,
Cool.
the octopus can pretty much flatten itself on top of you.
Sweet. So, yeah, I'm going to go swim down the tunnel.
And it means you have padding on one side.
Swim down tunnel.
Okay,
Keeping an eye out for everything.
You get about 20 feet before you find a pocket. The water here is very slow moving. And you quickly pull yourself out of the water and see that there is a natural cavern system here.
So
Where there is a various pools and streams of water heading off in different directions.
Cool. I'll ask Genrick. Telepathic bond would still work with Genrick as his octopus form, right?
It will.
Yep.
Does this looks like the beginnings of where we should be heading, or does it look like I might need to head further?
Did I bring Gregor with me?
No, because you turned yourself into an octopus.
Dang it.
I could have thrown Gregor into my pack, but I don't know.
I mean, when I wild shape, everything I'm carrying will have equipped wild shapes with me.
That does not include other creatures or people.
That includes they totally non-living or object. That includes objects, not creatures.
I probably would have thought to put Gregor in my pack, though.
Okay. Well, Gregor wouldn't actually go into a pack because he doesn't like being encaged. But he has no problem popping out of the water behind you. Because he's still following his friend, even though he's an octopus now. He doesn't hold it against him.
You give him more handy than normal.
So I'll tell people. Well, they can see through my eyes with telepathic bond, can't they?
Can they?
No, I think
Can we
that's-
see somewhere handy to tie off the rope?
You can see many places to tie off the rope.
I'll tie off the rope and tell others that it's safe to come at least this far.
So, but the so it's a 2-foot wide entryway. We've got a 2-foot wide, 20-foot passage.
The passageway is irregular, and you can walk for what you can see.
Yeah.
If I could go through it as a slightly built Viking warrior, if I can fit through it, the elves and the wizard can.
No. It's more the idea of even pulling yourself. If you're squeezing for the 20 feet and you already slowed down movement for being underwater swimming type stuff or pulling yourself, then it might be for some people a challenge to hold yourself long.
But it should still be less than a minute. Like, average person's 30 feet normal movement. Swimming is about half speed.
Okay, so for you to actually communicate with people with telepathic bond, you have to choose what you're communicating with. They don't get your thoughts.
Okay. Well, I'm having this conversation with Dimitri anyway.
Yeah.
And you can include or exclude any number of characters.
Sweet. Well, I'm saying it's less than a minute swim at normal speed. At most people's speed, you should be fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, that's not. It was more that, okay. When it was, Mark described it as the extra was 3 foot wide, but I was whether the corridor itself average 3 foot wide. Yeah. So
I mean, if we really want, if we really need to, or somebody gets stuck, then they can just hold on and we'll pull them.
Yeah.
I can also give people little air bubble oxygen tanks.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
But you're with me.
I can go back for removals.
True.
So we've got Dimitri, Carolyn, and who else is not gone through yet?
That would
Valen.
be Valen.
Are we bringing? Did Drassel come with us?
Drazzle did not go with you. Drazzle is with Dauphin and the Dread Pirate.
I was going to say, Dauphin's like sleeping in, right?
Probably.
Is Valen confident enough with his swimming ability underwater?
Absolutely. Athletics is a really good thing for Valen, so yep.
I did expect him to be, so so we might have gone back through then. Valen might have got me the third person, so to be holding the rope a bit more tightly to give a bit more tension to make it easier to pull ourselves next.
Yep.
And then when we're through, he can come through after us. So Beachby's happy to go through next. If Alan wants to wait a moment longer.
No worries.
Okay. Just making sure
make
I
sure-
look at read something that got sent to me. Well, all good.
So to make sure that through, so he's happy to take his time because he's booties in underwater anyway. So, and when he gets to the other side, we'll go to the next station just to dry off.
Yeah,
While they're doing that, I'm going to be checking around the pocket that we're in and seeing if I can see any tracks or...
give me a survival roll, and I will give our druid Genric a nature roll as he's also looking around.
Oh! I had a nat 20, but it's a disadvantage because of this stupid strike. Survival, and my proficiency in survival's wisdom, isn't it?
Normally, yes.
Yep.
So that's 11. That would be 30.
Okay, so yes, you are finding lots of tracks. And what does Genric see?
I had not opened up my character sheet yet. It's taking forever to load. This one, Generic. Oh, I don't want. Oh wait, Destiny. Character sheet. What was under the
Henry's still the octopus.
He is still the octopus. He didn't say he changed.
True, but I guess that doesn't really matter for mind-based.
So what did Genric get?
That is a good question. I have to take forever to load. Nature.
You should be proficient
11.
in it. So you got an 11 total?
Yep.
Okay, so having a look around, the cave system actually looks like it was constructed and not natural. You know, many spells that could be used to do this.
Yes.
And Hildebrand does note that a majority of the tracks lead down one specific tunnel that does seem to head back towards River Fork Keep.
Cool.
But the tracks do look less than a day old.
Which way did this 20-foot package that we have to go through underwater? Did you think it go back under the bank of the river, or is it probably the river, or on the other side, or?
Once you went in, it probably went down a little bit and then curved back upwards into a little bit of a pool, and had many outlets from there, with the main tunnel seemed to be heading southward, with many branches going off in different directions. Not all of them are travelable by larger people.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for Dimitri to pop out, and then I'm going to tell him that I'm going to scout ahead down the tunnel, only a little bit, that I'm going to stealth ahead and see what I can see, while the others are making their way here.
You still got a dim light from the pool you came through. Light is coming in through there. What light source are you using once you move beyond that?
I haven't thought about that. I don't have light.
Do you have dark vision, Hildred?
I'm not an elf. Damn it.
Why?
I can also have dark vision though.
There's only like 4 races that don't have dark vision.
I don't know in the
Genasi do not have
world
dark vision.
of... I was going to say, I don't know in the world of Mystara. Do I have any actual... I don't think I have any actual light spells. I could, like... I can make a flame with Druidcraft.
You can.
You need light.
Apparently.
See, look, Dimitri's helpful.
Dimitri, could you, light my scimitar up? Actually, doesn't some of my stuff glow?
Which items?
Most?
They will tell you how far they glow normally.
My arrow glows. My boots glow. Glows with malignant blue light, is what my boots say. My arrow.
So yes, everyone can see your boots. Your boots do not actually highlight an area.
You've got those light up.
Can I turn off that light for stealth?
Actually, no.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You can fight them off and put them in your backpack.
Don't really want to do that. Damn it, I shouldn't have pointed it out.
Yeah, you got your light up sneakers.
And your arrow of life will leave a trail of light where you fire it.
True, no, it's one of my books. My books glow. But they're in my pack.
Dimitri, you suggest having some light on your scimitar. Dimitri gives you a ground and picks up a pebble and casts light on that, so therefore it can be covered when you don't want it to be seen.
My boots really glow.
It can be dropped on the ground in the middle of a combat, or at the start of the combat if you want to be able to see it in combat.
You can also throw it at your enemy.
True. Martin, do my boots really glow?
Well, they generally only glow when the rune is powered. Until then, it doesn't actually glow.
Cool. So, no powered rune means no glow. Okay, I have a pebble.
So I thought I'd just give you the actual answer if it was powered. And Gabe, you should be able to use dancing lights.
Sorry?
You can use dancing lights.
Awesome. So, yeah, I have a cantrip, so I can use that.
So now I have dancing lights around me and a glowing pebble?
So I think
And this time has Trellin made his way through?
By this time, Trellin may have walked past you while you're figuring out how to see.
That's right, because I have dark vision.
Yes, but had you made your swimming thing yet?
No, I've just been using the ropes.
Mm.
You do check your bag, and you do find that someone has dropped in a set of goggles in your bag at some point. It wasn't there the night before.
Oh, that's odd.
And for Hildebrand's purpose, you now have a item that Drezel seemed to have prepared for you. Called the 3 Fire Volcano Clan Goggles.
Okay. Do I have to attune them?
They don't have to be attuned to work.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's just that if you attune them, you get extended dark vision.
Cool. Well, dark vision was one of the other spells I was considering for my ranger spell, so...
So you get 60 feet of dark vision, or increasing any dark vision you have by 60 feet. That's just the basic wearing of it. If you attune it, you double the dark vision's distance.
Awesome. So I throw the lit up pebble back to Dimitri and put on the goggles.
Well, I'm glad to see that the light was useful to look into your pack.
It was.
You wouldn't have known you had it without the light.
True.
And there was a note there from Drazzle saying, I thought you could use this.
Okay. You're about to go exploring in the dark. He's some glasses.
We came back from this and she was complaining about not being able to see the whole time. But he went back in time and gave her the goggles.
Yep.
Also feasible.
Cool. So now that I have dark vision,
You
I'm
can
gonna
explore.
scout down the tunnel about 30 feet and then come back.
And Dimitri is quite surprised that these goggles don't seem to be making the grinding noise they normally do. Maybe Druzzle actually fixed them.
I was going to say before that yes, actually I was thinking that there's normally a few goblins of night around, but I guess they will take it. And then when you talk about the glowing boots, I was thinking, yeah, there's sometimes a reason that some of the boots haven't been taken. And yes, the 3 volcano goggles of night are the reason they were certainly not Dimitri lockdowns or.
I remember looking at them and going, they're noisy. I won't do that.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
A notation on there, they were collected from Dimitri and repaired by the gnome, so it no longer made the grinding sound when it was used.
Alright, so I want to stealth 30 feet down the tunnel and see what I see.
Okay, so you do see that the tunnel seems to go in a weaving sort of pattern. Mainly downward, doesn't seem to go upwards. But the slope is so gentle that unless you knew what you were looking for, you wouldn't really realize it was constantly going down. Which is where this stream is following along.
Okay. Do I notice anything interesting?
You can actually see that there does seem to be a thriving school of cave fish in the water, but they don't seem worthy of your time because you'd have to catch quite a bundle of them to even make one supply.
Yeah, so like with the rats, only useful when we're starving.
Yep.
Awesome. I will report this back.
There on the fact that when we get to the castle, get back to the key, we may be able to find, after dealing with the summoning circle, may be able to find a way of actually accessing the keep directly from here, and therefore it can become an effective escape route for the keep and or emergency food.
Good siege backup and escape tunnel.
Exactly.
I'll report this back to Genrick and Dimitri, ask if any of the others have made it through and if we want me to keep going or wait.
And when you report back, you notice they've all made it through by that time.
Excellent. Shall I wait for you guys or keep going while you guys follow behind 30 feet?
And you do notice that Dimitri is the only one not wet.
Okay.
My breastplate isn't wet, and I think my boots aren't wet.
But yeah, so basically as soon as Valen gets through, Dimitri's saying, well, I assume we're ready to head off. So if you want to stay inside to at least go, then
how's the stealth and perception of the rest of the party? Based on my last week or so of traveling with them.
Dimitri's very perceptive when he wants to be, and he's stealthy when he wants to be. You probably say that Valen does like to do stealth. You're not sure if he's actually good at it, but he does like to do it. You haven't really noticed how good Trellin is at stealth because, well, you never hear him.
I like that one.
And you would probably say that Genrick is probably the least stealthy because he's constantly talking to vermin.
I think
I might.
He just turns into a bird or a rat.
I might stay 30 feet ahead because that's only like movement for one round if we need it.
That does work.
Yep.
So if I stick 30 feet ahead and keep scouting, as you know I'm trained to do.
Okay, so you end up having about 10 minutes of cave travel, where every now and then you're squeezing through gaps, you're scaling up small cliff faces using handholds, and dropping down other bits as the pathway goes away from the stream and comes back to the stream at various points.
Cool. I will be mentally sending back any hazards or anything I notice back to the party.
The big thing you notice while traveling is most of the tight squeezes have lots of claw marks on them, and show burn marks with the smell of sulfur and brimstone that you had on the bank's edge, meaning you do believe you're going to where these things came from.
Does it smell awfully a lot like the smoke from the previous day?
Smoke from the previous day was not quite as bad as this, because this seems to have actual scent droppings from the creatures, whereas the other one was more of an airborne obscurement.
Cool.
So it's a lot stronger in the cave.
I will also make sure I have told the party that the tracks that we're following are less than a day old.
And they do seem to be going towards where you're going, not away from it.
I'll let them know that as well.
Okay. Or like, not in both directions?
The tracks leading away leading towards you are older than the ones I'm going towards, than the ones you're following.
Okay. In which case, then, when you say less than a day old, does that mean they're more than a few hours old, or potentially less than a few hours old?
More than a few hours. You'd probably put them at maybe 12 to 16 hours.
Okay, so it's not like he necessarily happened to have walked under at the same time we were coming away from the keep, coming here.
You put it roughly about the same time as the battle at the keep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Important to note.
Okay, so I am going to give you a tracking roll while you're traveling to see if you get confused at all.
Alright.
So, what skill would you like to use for your tracking?
Survival.
Survival it is then.
Not bad. I do want to get rid of this disadvantage at some point. So, +4, +7, 22.
That is pretty good, and another night's rest will get rid of it. As you're following it, you do see that the whatever you're following spans some of the time going along the ceiling instead of the floor.
Alright.
And it would trip up a less skilled dungeoneer.
Cool. That implies the imps. Yeah?
It implies whatever they have the ability to stick to walls. So your enemy could be above you.
Cool. Again, feeding that back to the party.
Well, ensure we're on the lookout then, in all directions.
There'll be many directions to look at shortly, I'm sure. Okay. So, what is everyone else doing in relation to following?
Henrik's still on octopus.
So, how far is the, how wide is the passage that we're going through? Like, we're talking single file, or?
It's normally single file, but it does range from walking normally to crouching to squeezing, back up to spacious with high ceilings. as it is a lot of connected cave systems.
Yeah, happy with that.
So essentially, we're vulnerable to ambush and we're vulnerable to AoE attacks and fire.
Part of the reason why I'm ahead is I'm going to run into that before you.
We'll give the screen.
Is our druid still in octopus form or is he transformed?
He's still in octopus form and still on Hildren's back. I haven't said he got off.
He's part of the forward scout party.
He's helping.
He's very helpful, having not done anything other than just sit there the whole time.
He did point out that it looks like the cave system was partly constructed.
And I mean, in his current form, he's certainly capable of lending a hand.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got at least 4 that he could probably help with.
And then order for the rest of the party to be like that.
So at front we have Genric and Hilderin.
Yep.
Up next is who's following behind next. The next.
I will.
So that is Trellin.
Use my longsword and moonblade.
Mm-hmm. Who's coming up behind Trellin?
Probably me, I guess.
Okay. I think you can lead from the rear.
Okay, so yes, you do spend close to an hour cave splunking before you start to feel the warmth coming up ahead.
I think people forget that potentially if Violet is not actually acting as rearguard, then did Violet have much in the way of missile weapon?
What was that, sorry?
Does Violet have missile weapon or reach weapon?
He has a crossbow.
Okay. But his normal weapon is melee?
Yes, melee, yeah.
Potentially it's worth having Violet in front of Cullen on the idea that, well, Cullen is going to, certainly melee is more likely down here. Cullen's capability to bow, they quite happily shoot past 3 or 4 friends to get to the enemy on the other side. So we're now a 2-for-1 thing. No problem.
What was that?
It's all good.
Or you could have Valen at the back being the defensiveness.
Yeah, well, then okay, if Valen wasn't going at rear guard, then it's go through. But that's right. So we just got it covered.
The heat you just said I feel from ahead, does it remind me of the heat I felt on the bridge yesterday?
It did. It
Cool.
does feel a lot like that.
I might pause, remind the others to be stealthy, and very quietly stealth forward till I can see something.
That will be a stealth roll now.
Alright.
You actually effectively, you're having the party pause with 30 feet behind where you start your stealthing forward.
Yeah.
You want the party and start to try and come forward.
No, I want you guys 30 feet behind me. And
No. But we will stop there and go further in front while you're exploring.
how intense does the heat feel? Does it feel like it's... No, I think just telling them to stealth forward. So staying about 30 feet behind me, but stealth forward.
Okay.
Okay.
Proficiency plus dex. Not great. 14.
14.
No, 19.
19. 19 does sound better. Okay, so you stealth forward and realize that you can see a group of demons up ahead. who seem to be looking your way but haven't seen you yet.
Okay, how far ahead?
That possibly gives their bird the rest of the party, and they're still coming forward.
Okay, so everyone else gets to give me a stealth roll to see how good they are. But they have advantage because it is a fair distance away.
Genrick doesn't have to roll because he's on me.
Well, he's not moving.
I did roll a 21.
I forgot that I wasn't rolling disadvantage.
That wasn't the. Oh, but yes, you took it disadvantage.
Because every other roll tonight's been disadvantage.
26 for Dimitri, 29 for Raylan.
And how did Trellin go?
30. I got 20.
So yes, you don't really notice how quiet the others are. You hope they're being stealthy.
Yeah, I went with it.
None of you got below 26?
No.
Okay.
21.
Oh,
Yeah,
21.
but you're all the way back.
You're not actually stealthy because you're riding.
I'm disguising myself as a backpack. An extra one.
So you're saying you didn't roll stealth, you were disguised, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I have advantage on both of them.
How far away are they?
Okay, they appear to be about 20 feet from you. And they are guarding what appears to be a passageway where you can literally see waves of heat coming out of.
Okay. How many?
Counting them, it looks as if there's about 6 of them.
Would I recognize the type of demon?
Okay, give me a religion roll.
Ugh. Ha! I hate disadvantage. Natural 1.
Natural 1. Okay, so you tell everyone what sort of demon it is. You just make it up.
Do they at least look like big demons or small demons or...
Well, your perception may be a bit out with all this heat distortion, so make it up.
Okay. 6 Cambians ahead of us?
That's probably right.
And you want to describe your Cambians for them? Doesn't have to be accurate, mind you.
I'd assume that Dimitri would know what a Cambion is.
I'm curious to the description of them then. So they say, what the heck are you talking about?
Humanoid, about 5.5 to 6 feet, red skin, wings, I think. I'm trying to remember Cambions correctly.
Red veil.
Cambions
Yeah,
can
no,
have
I
rings,
didn't.
yes. But hey, remember you rolled a 1, so just make up the facts and sound convincing.
Okay.
Yep, and sounds.
They're bright green. They look like cats. No wings, no horns.
Hey, you can do a perception check, Genrick.
Sure, so Genrick can do a religion roll as well if he chooses to do so, but as he's currently pretending to be a backpack, backpacks generally aren't looking through your front.
True, very
I got
true.
20.
You got a 20
Yeah.
on your religion?
Yes.
Okay, looking at them, they don't look like they're the offspring of demons.
The rats.
No.
They actually look like full demons to you.
Oh.
Full demons?
Yeah, Cambions
Okay.
are generally the union of mortal and demon. Or devil.
Okay, they're like a bit of tiefling.
The tieflings act a lot more of the demon side than the human side. Well,
Well, they're
Immortals.
supposed to be a half demon, whereas a half dragon is different to a dragonborn in the same sense. Is it's supposed to be parent of a dragon and something else.
First, yeah, Earthlings have some underworld planar ancestor somewhere back in the line.
Or a parent ancestor made a deal with a demon.
But anyway, we get some kind of description of some of the creatures and mainly leasing what the dudes and they were to start.
And I
then-
will say that Genric will identify them as horde demons. And horde demons are generally more dangerous in a group than they are individually.
Ooh.
Because they literally form a band.
Yeah.
Not a musical band, mind you.
Hrifner will say, no, not Hrifner. Hildren would say in her mind, I grew up in the forest dealing with fae. I don't know that much about demons.
I
What
grew up in the
tactics would
city
be-
dealing with fate, and I know what those are.
What tactics would be... They're fire... They're demons. They're fire-based, Henrik. What tactics would we be expecting from horde demons, Dimitri?
Having an area we talked about moments, David?
Looking ahead, it looks to be about a 10-foot wide section, so you could go two abreast up to the entryway, and these guys look as if they can work as a unit.
Is there a way to convert burning hands into an ice spell? I don't know.
There are, but unfortunately, you don't have that capacity.
Only if your characters just to
And I will give Genric a few more bits of information from what he remembers is poison does not work on them. That is their only immunity.
You're saying that fire will work.
That's why he remembers specifically that poison is the only thing that won't work on them.
So burning hand sounds like a good option. Not that I've got one, but an option.
Yeah.
But they are rather stupid as demons.
They're stupid?
Yep. They are minions, they are not the masters.
Do we know what's likely to be using it?
Most likely the Ashen King, because they look like they're defending wherever the tracks led you to.
So no real hint as to what's inside the entranceway.
Something that burns quite brightly. Dark vision no longer necessary in this area.
Looking at their feet, do these look like the tracks you've been following?
They do not.
No.
So you're not the only.
Would I have been able to identify what sort of tracks I was following, or were they just tracks?
They were humanoid but not human tracks.
Okay. But not like impish.
Too large to be impish.
Okay.
But
they're access to human or humanoid because they were kind of going all over the walls and ceiling, and they felt like it.
And unlike normal humanoid tracks, the feet did occasionally show claw imprints.
Cool.
Either they're very good at polymorphing or they have natural claws.
Yep. So we currently have the jump on them.
You do?
Like I can just run in and attack, but what do we want to plan a little bit beforehand? Remember, all of this is telepathic and I am not moving.
Is this a closed antechamber, or is there like another way out?
You can see on the other side of them a entryway they're protecting. There doesn't seem to be another way through here.
And I'm guessing it's quite bright around their immediate area, so we can't like stealth it.
Well, they are backlit by whatever's behind them. I'm sure some of you could stealth through, but you don't think all of you could.
But they haven't actually set up any defences or things like that at this location, or at least not from this direction.
They seem to take up the whole width of the passageway, so that is fairly good protection.
They form their own shield wall.
That is correct.
I have my plan, but I'm waiting for you guys to, because one of my tactics that I would probably use in an environment such as this is throw up spiritual guardians and melee with them, because that's bonus radiant damage for everybody within the spiritual guardians range, plus half speed if they fail their check.
Yep.
Smart. Did that include the octopus on your back?
No. Enemies.
So right, so I'm suggesting that we basically have that ready to go. We probably want to try and get as close as we can, or at least within range of.
I wouldn't go any further forward than I am, so I'll wait for you guys to catch up to me.
I'll talk about the rest of the stuff.
Yep.
Basically get within sight range, and therefore something like fireball range. If they're nicely grouped together, we should let them die together.
They are nicely grouped together because that they work as a unit. They actually have unit tactics.
Yes.
So if Dimitri and Genrick are likely to if Genrick polymorphs out of his octopus, are likely to beast shape out of his octopus, are likely to throw some area of effect spells, and then the three melee fighters run in.
Yep.
I mean, I do have an idea, but it's not going to be good for the melee fighters.
That's why you do it before we run in.
Okay.
I'll start off with Genrick going back into Genrick form.
Well, before we do that, we're going to call initiative.
Yeah. That's okay. If you haven't talked about what you were planning on doing, then it makes people know what to expect.
And then we can say what people do based on their initiative.
That's right.
Okay. What are we basing initiative on?
What skill is most appropriate for you in this situation?
Probably perception. Or dex.
Then you can use perception.
Can I use dex based?
Yeah.
You can use stealth.
You've got that space for using stealth.
Can I use my acrobatics or athletics? Acrobatics?
I don't think acrobatics would actually work well in this instance.
Damn.
Not think you're basically waiting for things to go off before you actually move anyway.
Whereas if you had leapt into the fray and then called initiative, I would have said acrobatics would definitely be appropriate.
Could I use stealth?
You can use stealth, yes.
Excellent. I just don't want to use wisdom based.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, that's okay. You're currently in stealth mode at the moment, so there's no reason not to use stealth.
Doesn't help that much.
So what is people's initiative? We'll start off with Valen.
I got 19.
Okay. What is Dimitri's initiative?
25.
What is Hilderan's initiative?
I'm doing so poorly today. 14.
What is Trellan's initiative?
25.
What is Genric's initiative?
34.
Okay, so it looks as if whatever happens, Generic will be kicking it all off.
Okay.
And then Dimitri and Trellin can choose who goes next.
I'll defer to Dimitri.
Okay, so dropping out of my wild shape is a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And your changing shape does draw their attention.
Aww. Well, I have
It's not this whole like
I have the elven cloak and boots. Would I still make anything that would?
The sound of changing form is loud enough for them to hear.
Okay.
It is not a quiet thing.
Well, good thing the next thing I'm going to do is really loud. I didn't get rid of all my fire spells.
I didn't expect you to.
None of us thought you would.
So they're all standing in a line.
They're standing in a group.
They're filling up a 20-foot wide maxi quote. I'm assuming they're 2 by 3 type stuff.
It was 10 foot wide, so it's 2 by 2. Two were broad. Two
There
side by
are
side, isn't it?
6 demons standing in 4 squares.
Okay. Oh, they're definitely bunched up for it. Oh, they're on the two.
So what is Generic doing
One
as
target.
his action?
How far away are they from me?
Considering you're with Hilderon, that would put them at 20 feet from you.
Oh, I guess they're in range of that.
Or you could be 15 feet if you dropped out in front of her.
I'll drop down behind her.
In that case, then we'll put you at 25 feet.
Well, the range on this is more than 25 feet, so that's good.
Nice.
What's the diameter of that?
Remember, spells that when they give anything that already in radius is a circle or a cylinder, not diameter.
This one isn't diameter.
My session. Go.
This one is diameter. I will do wall of fire as a ring around them, which is a 20-foot diameter,
Yeah. Yep.
and have the damage going inwards.
Okay, so you drop your fire spell. How much damage does it do?
When the wall appears, each creature in its area must make a dexterity saving throw of 19, taking 5d8 fire damage on a failed save and half as much on a successful one. I ignore resistances to fire damage.
Okay. Let me give a saving throw. It's reflex saving throw?
Yes, or dexterity.
Okay, so they get a whole 8.
Just roll. Oh, why do the numbers go away so quickly?
The wall stays, doesn't it?
It stays until I lose concentration on
It's
it.
a concentration.
One time.
There's
22
no
fire
point in
damage.
running in.
No. You can still run in because you can potentially fight through the fire because it's not hot on your side.
Yeah, as long as you don't touch it, you're fine.
And how thick is the wall? Like, if I get into melee with them, am I going to be in the wall?
1 foot.
I think you would want a longer method than using the car if you're going to be fighting melee. Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to change my plan.
And so
The
how
wall is off in it, so you can't move out of it.
could
or are they
people
trapped
pause
in
for
it?
a sec? How much damage does it do for Generic?
22 damage, and ignores resistance if they have fire resistance.
Okay. I just wanted to find out how much damage it did before we went to everyone else. Okay, so that would be your bonus, your attack. Did you wish to move further away?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so that brings us to Dimitri.
Okay. So we're about presumably 50 feet away from them at the moment.
You're currently down as 40 feet away, given everyone probably bunched up before everything happened.
With that, can Dimitri actually see them from where he is?
He can definitely see the wall of fire. Unfortunately, the wall of fire blocks line of sight.
Okay, yep. In which case then, so I can actually a bit difficult to tell whether or not they're actually burning in there or not. Do we hear any screams or concerns?
Very hard to hear over the crackling of the flame.
Okay. We'll give it a try first of all. This is a quick option. It's not like they're being healed of any damage they took previously. So, we'll go forward a 20 feet or so just to make certain that I can definitely line up properly.
Okay, you'll have to go forward 25 feet because all the other squares are full.
Okay. Well, 15 feet. Okay. I've got 35-foot movement. I don't necessarily need to go in front of the others, and if I did, I'd carry back through anyway. So,
At this point, you are the person at the rear of the group, and they are taking up all the spaces between you and them.
Okay. I can see the centre of the fire, or like I can see where the centre of the wall of fire would be.
You can, and you can actually get 15 feet from the wall, but you'd be in front of the party.
Yeah, no, they've got, if I can see where they are, I don't need to move. Because they've got like the firewall's got a 120-foot range, so we will go with the fireball into the center of the circle, get make certain it stays nice and warm in there for them.
Okay, your fireball can target the wall of fire. You cannot go past it. You cannot see past it.
Okay.
But at that point, it will just stop right in front of Hilderan.
Please don't blow me up.
Because Hilderan is technically 20 feet away from them. With a 20-foot radius, hitting the wall means it's just grazing Hilderan without actually hitting her.
And what they're privately thinking, but damn it, this is part of the discussion at the moment. Why didn't you tell us you were going to block line of sight when you actually activated?
Hey, knowing how conditions work is quite handy.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, well, we'll put it down there anyway, and ensure that we'll see what happens.
Okay, so everyone sees the bead of...
Dimitri will be demonstrating his calculation skills so that he'll get mentioned. He'll go, don't breathe in. Or breathe in, was it?
No, I will hold my breath unendingly.
And then, so fireball, dexterity saving throw for half, DC in the 21.
They got a 13.
I made it.
Oh, you don't need to make it.
Okay.
You are literally on the edge of it. If you stick your hand forward, you would burn it.
Okay, cool. I made it. Just I rolled an 18.
Deliberately, at least not often.
I would have made 29 on my deck save, but I don't need a deck save.
25 fire damage.
Okay.
That's actually 28 damage, fire damage.
28. Do you provide any specific...
29 fire damage, right? It's like 4.
Do you do anything specific on top of your fire damage?
No. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so...
Unless there's something I'm more aware of other than the additional bonus damage for being fire aspect.
Well, we did have Genric say that his spells ignore resistance.
Yeah, but okay, because he's presumably a fire wizard, whereas okay. So he's more versatile.
Okay, so yes, you hear a boom as the fireball goes off. And Hilderan gets a face full of fire that stops just inches away as it technically went into her square a foot.
I look a little wild-eyed at Dimitri and then look forward again.
And
Carefully.
does Dimitri wish to have a bonus or move at this stage?
And
Luckily, you didn't move forward because you would have put yourself in the fireball.
my God. So, not that would have bothered Dimitri too much. Could do that. Nah, expect me like what you might like if it didn't work for that situation. We'll just do a bonus action to stealth and therefore be less visible at the next fight. So,
Okay, which brings us to
20
Trellin.
on stealth.
Apparently, you are 30 feet away from the wall of fire. They have taken your targets away from you. They have total concealment. What would Trellin like to do?
Well, can I shoot through the wall of fire?
You can literally shoot through the wall of fire, but you can't see what you're shooting at because that has total concealment.
Depending upon your archery skill.
So we'd be shooting at disadvantage?
I'm just looking at what they have here. For
Sounds like it.
But there's enough fire beyond the wall of fire to pretty well toast them. Should I have a little listen?
All fire.
You can listen, but you are far. You do have the roaring flame of the wall between you and them.
Yeah, fair enough. Well,
I mean, but it's also they're fixing a bell right now too. So even if you're flying completely blind,
yeah,
you've got a fair chance of hitting.
let's do that.
Okay, so you'd be attacking with disadvantage because you have no idea where in the square they are.
All right.
But also you've got advantage normally, so probably you've got
11 is 25.
25. Okay. So, you know you hit something.
All right.
Yeah,
And what was the second roll? Because you normally roll twice to see if you can critically hit something.
Because they both hit, then
Oh yeah, 218. So
And-
that's 32.
Okay, so yes, you have critically hit something. Give me a critical hit roll. Damage roll. Which is basically you roll your damage and total it and double it.
So 35 doubled is 70.
That is quite a good shot.
18. Oh, 2 18s. Woohoo! And that's 38.
38 is definitely a hit.
So I've got to roll. So I've only got 22.
22 also becomes a hit, so that is you've done 2 criticals.
Oh, nice. So yes. So what did I say? 38. So 76.
Okay, so that is a lot of damage done in one round.
Okay.
Do you wish to do
Cool.
anything with your bonus and movement?
I'll move back a bit because it sounds like there's a bit of a squeeze on.
Okay, I'll move you back behind Dimitri.
Yeah.
That's 10 foot backwards. You
fine.
easily move behind him. Okay, so
Doing against it with hitting against the wall at the moment, so very good question.
sorry, 15 feet backwards. So that puts you at 45 feet from the wall. Okay, Valen, you're now up.
Yeah. So Valen has a light crossbow, so I'm probably just going to do the same and just fire pot shots into the fire.
Okay, do you have anything that allows you to fire more than once per round?
Yeah, I can. As a fighter, I can use. I have 3 attacks.
Yes, but you're using a crossbow. Crossbows have
Not
Well,
not that I know of. Not using a crossbow.
Can you do 2, like 1 attack, reload, 1 attack?
I don't know.
Just looking up the actual weapon details, because it's always interesting to do that properly. Okay, so anything with loading, I believe, can only fire and load on the one round.
And you can fire and reload and be ready for the point, but you can't actually fire twice.
You may only make 1 attack with a loading weapon when you use an action, bonus action, or reaction to fire it, regardless of the number of attacks you can normally make.
So, take your shot.
Alright.
And you have it with disadvantage.
Awesome. That's 25.
$25 on total with the disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay, so yes, you do feel like you hit something.
Awesome. And so I have here for the weapon details 1d8 plus 2 for damage. So is that it?
Is this your special weapon that you've specialized in?
No.
Then that will probably be the total of your bonus.
Oh, okay. So what do I actually roll then for the damage?
You'll roll the 1d. What sort of bow is it?
It's just a light crossbow.
Light crossbow is a d8.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you roll a d8, then add
So 7.
Okay,
That's
7.
your proficiency plus. Oh no, you're just your dex.
Yeah, just my dex. So that's 6.
So are we? You rolled 7 on the dice.
Yeah, and I've got a plus 6 modifier for dex.
Okay, so that would be
14.
14.
13.
13, yes.
Yes,
6
13.
plus 7. And because of it not being a magical bow, crossbow, I'm assuming, or arrows, or
No.
bolts, it will actually be half damage, which brings it back to 6 damage.
Okay.
But like I said, you can't see the lightning, so don't track it.
But
You
hey,
hit something.
you feel as if you hit something.
Yep.
Would you like to do with your bonus action and your move? You are currently
With my
35.
bonus action, did you say I could reload?
If you
You can
technically
reload as part of your attack. You just can't shoot again.
you technically load and fire as your attack. You never run around with a loaded bow.
Yeah, okay. So does that count So does that one attack then count for all three?
It becomes an action to fire a crossbow once.
Yeah.
You need to have
Which,
a special ability to use it as any other action.
and so your attack action, if it was a melee weapon, would do 3 times, but it's still only one action, which
So-
in this case, which you used to fire moving by the bow.
If it was a hand crossbow, you could do that as a bonus action, as you can dual wield it.
Oh, okay.
Which is why they say action or bonus action.
So
As a
essentially,
monk, I get
Sorry.
2 attack, and I get a 3rd attack if I want to use a moonblade.
So
Yeah,
this is particularly
weapons that
for
don't have the loading property.
this is particularly for crossbows that have loading. No matter how many attacks you have, you only get 1 attack as an action.
Right.
okay. So I can't attack again with the crossbow.
You've done your action. You now have a bonus action,
Yeah.
which because it's not a hand crossbow, you don't get to use an attack with it. You can do other things with it.
Unless if I can't reload.
Well, remember also, what you can do is probably a bonus action to draw a melee weapon, and you can move up to the wall on the idea that the wall is not going to stop them coming out of it if they want to. But if someone's standing directly on the other side of the wall, then when they try and come out of the wall, they're going to be standing in the wall when they're running to you.
Yeah. So where I'm standing at the moment, we're still all kind of bunched up, is what I've got in my head.
You are mostly
So,
bunched up. You are currently 35 feet from the wall.
Yeah. So I was planning anyway to sort of spread out a little bit, just so they can't concentrate fire, I guess. So I'll probably
There's
move
not-
off.
That much space to spread out, but
Yeah, if put out lengthwise, it's going to actually really spread out.
A lightning bolt.
Actually into the area.
If they had lightning bolt, they could technically still get the party, no matter how much you spread out.
so you'd probably be better off coming up next to me.
Yeah, I think I might do that then. Yeah.
Or, in fact, if you're a natural melee fighter, move up to the wall, you have yourself with the bow at the range, and you use that to actually close. So you can move up to the other side of the firewall and have your weapon out ready, so that when they try and come out, because there was no evidence that they had missile weapons on them, and if they're being burnt by the fire, they're probably going to want to come out. If they come out this way, you can stop them coming out.
And what is Valen's movement?
So I'll probably, if I can, just draw my 2 short swords and then just move up to the wall then.
Okay, how far can
you move?
Sorry?
How far can Valen move?
Good question.
It's 30 feet, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
In which case, you're 5 feet from the wall.
Yep.
Unless he's a wood elf, don't wood elves get an extra 5 feet?
No, I have.
Okay, you think ways you might be a bit more than that, okay? If you set the armor, you might be less than that.
Okay, so you've got your
That's fine, because they're still probably going to, if they're already decent size, you might still have them inside the wall, or you ought to put them back.
You've got your swords drawn, you've put your bow away, and you're 5 feet from the wall. Which brings us to Hildrun.
Okay. So first thing I do is I shrug off my cast off armor as a bonus action.
Yep.
I basically drop it because I'm not going to need it for the fight. Then, so if I cast an area of effect spell, I can't say I want to cast it 10 feet beyond the firewall, can I?
You cannot. You can only cast it where you can see it. You can target the wall as the center of the spell.
No. But if it's a ranged spell attack, I can send it through with disadvantage.
If it's a ranged spell attack, yes, it will be with disadvantage, like any other effect.
Okay, I'm going to cast a Shattering Barrage at level 3, which gives me 4 orbs that are ranged spell attacks. I'm going to try and hit 4 of the demons. Do you want me to read the description?
Just looking it up so I can refer to it. Basically, you're rolling against one target because the creatures are literally a single target, no matter how many there are.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I can hurl them at one target or several. I make a ranged spell attack for each orb, so that would be 4 attacks. On a hit, the target takes 2d4 slashing damage, and shards of broken glass remain suspended in midair, filling the area they occupy. Whenever a creature enters the area of broken glass for the first time or starts its turn there, it must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 2d4 slashing damage. That lasts for 1 minute.
Okay.
And it is not concentration.
Or
So at disadvantage, the first one is 24.
Okay, that will be a hit.
Second one is 16.
That will also be a hit.
Third one is 21.
That will also be a hit.
And fourth one probably misses. 14.
That is also a hit.
Oh, sweet.
So roll all the damage.
So that's 8 2d4. 8 d4. 1, 2. Damn it, I don't quite have enough to do. I have 7 d4s in front of me. Okay. 5, 9, 13, 17, 19 damage.
19 damage.
And if they start in that space, then they take another 2d4 slashing damage. Unless they make a dex save.
Okay, so that is your action. What are you doing for the
movement? Can I pull out my scimitar and move up next to Valen?
You can.
Or next to the wall?
You can basically, because they once you move forward, it becomes 10 foot wide, so you can stand side by side with Valen.
Or you can stand a step forward to...
I might be right in, diagonally in front of him, next to the wall.
The step forward is actually where the square the wall is in.
Okay, I don't want to go in the wall. I want to get as close to the wall as possible.
Make them be in the wall if they're fighting you.
Yep. Close to the wall as possible, 2 scimitars out.
Okay.
And it also means that if we can keep them there, they're getting slashing damage, making a dex throw or getting slashing damage every turn.
Okay, so Genric, on their turn, what does the wall of fire do to them?
Another 5d8, which I will now do. 28.
Okay, and Hilderan, with your glass shards, what does you might want to make that roll for them now, as I'll give them a dex save. Which
that's 2d4. Oh no, that's just 2d4 individually, not. I don't get another 8d4.
Yeah, but they probably all take the same damage by the count of it, because they're pretty much one creature.
Yeah, so that's just 3 damage.
Okay, so and will they take damage if for Genric if they try to move through the wall?
They can only take damage from it once per turn.
Okay, so you do see 2 of them coming forward to attack. Okay, so they are going to try to strike Valen and Hilderan.
And they're basically standing in the wall for the present time, is that right?
They are currently standing in the wall.
Yeah.
And on Valen, that will be a 19 to hit.
North.
Will that hit you?
Is that dexterity?
What is your armor class?
Or, sorry?
What is your armor class?
Apparently 16.
So I believe that means that they have hit you.
What armor are you wearing, Valen?
Actually, no, I've got the I've got the Elvenkind leaf mail. Sorry, so AC 14 plus Dex.
What is your dex?
It's plus 6.
So that means
That'd be
it's
20.
20. So,
Yeah, 20.
So it missed.
I mean, plus 1 for a chain shirt as well.
21.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading off the wrong thing.
I can.
I was going to say,
You're probably wearing both sets of armor.
no, chain shirt can go over other.
Okay.
The leaf mail is 14 plus dex, and that is the total of it all. The chain shirt plus 1 just tells you what sort of magical item it is. So total AC is 20. And the notation there that it's light armor means you can literally put medium armor over the top. Or heavy armor. Okay, so it's attacking, the other one is attacking Ilderon. And apparently it is surprised by the blades and gets a whole armor class of 7.
Excellent, I'm 22.
Okay, so that brings us to Genric. You can now act. You are 20 feet away from the demon standing in your wall.
So my wall is a concentration spell, so I don't want to use one of those again. What else do we have? Why are you being weird? I know I have Scorching Ray. I'm gonna do that.
Why don't you go Scorching Ray then? There are 2 targets. You have broken the horde.
Yeah, so I'll do Scorching Ray. Oh, yeah. Next time I don't do that, it'll be fine.
So Genric, you can hold if you're still trying to figure out what you're doing and let other people go.
No, I got a hit. I was just trying to figure out the damage.
Okay.
So I get 3 of them. If I do it at 3rd level, I get 4. I'm gonna do it at 4th level, so I get 4 of the. No, 3rd level, so I get 4 of the things.
And you're going to do 2 each?
Yeah, I'll do 2 each.
Okay.
So I roll to hit. Oh, that one. And I have. What's that number? I rolled a natural 20 on the first hit.
Nice.
Second hit is a. It's a 17.
Okay, so roll the damage for those 2, with one of them being a critical. Because you're doing them on different targets.
Yep. Go that way. I go 14 for the critical and 3 for the not critical.
It's scorching ray.
Yeah,
Don't they do like 3d8 damage each?
2d6. At least the one I'm looking at is 2d6.
Let me
Okay,
look
you got
up
it.
Scorching Ray for you to see if it's any different. Scorching Ray, each ray does 2d6 fire damage. You are also fire aspected, so each ray will also do 7 extra damage.
Oh. Okay.
So
That's-
you do an extra 14 damage to that person. Well,
Yep.
extra 21 damage because the total is doubled.
Okay.
And what about the other one? Roll your attacks.
I got a 14 and a 15.
Both of them hit. And roll your 2d6 and add 7 for each ray.
That's 10 with the +7. And an 11. So 22 to the other one. 21.
Okay, so people see your 4 streams of fire shoot over the top of them, and one of them, the fire completely caves in the insides, and it seems to collapse in upon itself, and the other one looks like it's been quite hurt by the fire, but is still standing. Dimitri, you're up.
It looks like it's a bit of a shooting fish in the barrel situation at the moment, but can't tell whether any are actually one type creature. They are all backing each other forward. So Demetrius is going to pull out his light crossbow and
take a shot.
take one shot. AC 21.
That is a hit.
We'll do it with that. 10, 11. Oh, assuming they take sneak attack as normal?
They can't see you, so they'll be taking sneak attack.
Yeah. 11, 21, 27, 34 points of magical piercing damage from a +1 crossbow.
Okay, so yes, apparently the last one takes a bolt right through the eye. And you see its body start to shrivel in on the head.
When you got the last one, you mean the last of the two that actually came out was standing in the wall.
Well, you can't see what's on the other side of the wall, so the last one you
I
can
mean,
see.
Yeah, we're taking out the two that became equal. And Dimitri will basically maintain his hiding position, the bonus and move or things like that, if appropriate. The high is only 19 this time.
Okay, so now it is Trellan's turn. You can't see any of the demons. They're either still inside the wall or they have retreated.
Can I hold my action?
You can.
Well, but you managed to print the hit one when you couldn't see the last time. But you can still shoot in there.
But I'll listen for anything.
Okay. While you're listening, what is Valen going to do?
So have they retreated back to the room where the light source is emanating from?
Hard to tell. You can see that the two that came through have their bodies have disintegrated since they got hit.
Yeah.
And the rest of the other 4 can't be seen.
Mm.
The wall is blocking your line of sight.
Yeah. I think I'm really tempted to sort of, I don't know, try to find the light source, but also wary, I guess.
Because you'll be taking damage for going through the wall of fire and entering the shattering barrows, so you will get pretty minced up pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to also hold where I am. Yeah.
Okay. So
Hold
that
your action.
Yeah.
brings us to Hilderon. You can definitely tell that you did send 2 of the demons back to where they came from.
Excellent. I'm going to grip my 2 scimitars and hold my action.
Okay. And that brings us round to Genric, who's still holding the wall of fire.
Yes. Would you like to drop it and then we've got stockpiled actions?
Let me just see
Or
what
can you move it?
I cannot move it, but I can drop it and cast something else.
The point is, if you drop it, then we can see what's behind, see what's happening there. See if they're actually still there, or see if they're actually all escaped, or all escaped after that. Or you could again hold until their action to find out whether 2 more come through.
Well, their action should have just been after me, as far as I'm aware, according to initiative order.
Oh, okay, yep, fair enough. So they didn't pop out?
Nope.
I'll start off by dropping the wall.
Okay, dropping the wall. You can now see the light coming from the tunnel up ahead, but you can't see any of the demons. Either they retreated or you sent them home.
Yeah. They weren't within 30 feet of me, so that wouldn't have triggered.
Well, they don't leave a body behind.
Yeah, that too. Forgot about that part.
Because they don't actually have a real body here.
Are we still in combat order?
You are until people drop their spells.
I don't know if I can drop Shattering Barrage. Can I?
Well, if people want to act, they can act, or they can drop out of initiative and say, waiting to see what everyone else does.
Like if the Shattering Barrage lasts a minute,
Yeah.
if we got out of combat, it's basically we're waiting a minute. But if we've got people looking through to see if we can find out, and then people are willing to actually either shoot or run through, if there's something fairly other problem.
Genric can actually see that between you and the area behind, the entire area inside where the flaming wall was has spinning glass in it. So you have to pass through 10 feet of spinning glass to reach the entryway.
Because the other thing we can do is I can do a primeval awareness to sense fiends.
Nice.
What would Genric like to do?
I will just end my turn.
Okay, Dimitri, you go. Sorry, at this point it's Trellin gets to act from his held action if he wishes to.
No, I will not.
Valen gets to act on his held action if he wishes to.
No, not walking through the brush. That's all good.
Hilderin gets to act now on her held action if she wishes to.
I don't want to act on my held action.
You do? Cool.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I want to cast primeval awareness.
Okay, so in which case then you kick that off. And you do sense the presence of fiends within range.
Cool. But I don't get like how many or how far, do I?
You also sense a portal to the lower planes within 50 foot of you.
Okay.
Which is currently open.
I will telepathically tell the rest of the party.
And that brings us to, do the other party members wish to do anything that are held before Dimitri gets to act?
No.
Because every time
No.
someone goes, the held people can react. And then it's Dimitri's turn. Is Dimitri going to now hold like the others are?
Okay. I will move forward to go 10 feet behind the two in the front.
Yep.
And that will actually into the area where it actually opens into 10-foot type stuff. So what are we seeing beyond the floating glass at the present time?
The glass is causing a little bit of a distortion here and there, but there's a lot of light coming out of there and heat.
But it's just an open space, or
It
And I've told you that there's an open portal to the lower planes.
It seems
but
seems to open.
something there, but yeah.
It seems to open up into a larger room.
Okay.
Details are a bit murky at this stage because he doesn't seem to be clear. There is some sort of obscurement in the room.
Yeah. I'll just take another spot beside the wall to take some hide a bit bits and pieces while we're monitoring to see what we can see at this stage.
I will give you an Arcana check while you're there because you have looked.
Yeah. So I'll take the 10 plus D, 29.
Okay, you do recognize it as an open portal to hell in that room. The light is coming.
How far away?
The light is coming from hell, and the cloud is coming from it as well. So the cloud itself is generating the light.
Yeah. And how far away is that portal effectively from where we are? Like
You would assume
30 feet
it's
type stuff?
from the entryway, which is 20 feet away. No. Entryway, which is 15 to 20 feet away from you, into the cavern, and then beyond that, looks like the cloud is another 20 feet into the room, and you'd estimate the portal to be somewhere within 10 to 15 feet of that cloud.
Okay. But apparently there's nothing else protecting at that point, and we can't really see really how big the space is beyond the cloud.
Yes, that the cloud is causing obscurement of the room.
Yeah, along with the glass closing in the air close to it. But yeah, happy with that.
Does anyone wish to do any actions before the spinning glass ends?
I might throw up my spirit guardians because the glass isn't concentration and my spirit guardians last 10 minutes.
Yep. You bring your spirit guardians up. Does anyone else wish to make any preparations because you have the equivalent of...
What up at good age?
Spirit guardians center on me.
Okay.
And it's 15 feet. Let me just triple check. It also slows anyone that
they can't actually go beyond.
No. It also slows anyone besides, like, it's creatures of my choice half their speed. So anyone but the party. It's a 10-foot circle, so 10 feet radius around me.
Around you. Yeah.
Does anyone wish to have any preparation before the glass drops?
Oh, and they look like wolves.
Makes sense.
I can choose my form of my spirit guardians.
Does Jenrick have any preparation?
No.
Does Trellin have any preparation?
I'll just have my bow out.
Does Valen have any preparation?
No, just the two swords out.
Okay, so...
Dimitri's going to do a see invisibility on himself.
Okay,
Is it available?
Okay, so at this stage, I will say that Dimitri does notice someone invisibly stepping into the doorway.
Okay. Well, okay, that'll be about the same time as the last thing drop. Okay, he figured, I've got a bit of time, I'll do it with Phil for a minute. So, yeah. So if that happens before, like he comes out of the doorway and makes it the same time as the light beam drop, right?
He comes.
Otherwise,
okay. In which case, then you don't notice
he's
it.
going to be doing. Yeah, he's in the middle of a ritual when this guy happens to come through that no one sees potentially.
And each of you get to make a reflex saving throw as a bead of flame strikes at everyone's feet.
21.
Natural 20.
Well, natural 20.
Unless if you want to make sure you got disadvantage because he was doing which one factor.
I believe it will interrupt the ritual.
Yep.
Did anyone get below 15?
No.
Yes, not even if it takes disadvantage. The rate to become 19 with disadvantage.
Okay, so as the fireball goes off, black flame engulfs everyone, dealing 20 necrotic damage to those who would have failed, and 10 to those who don't have evasion.
I've got evasion, 0.
So who does not have evasion?
I don't have evasion.
I'm assuming everyone's taking at least 10.
Except for Trillin.
Yeah.
Does Dimitri doesn't have evasion?
No.
Okay.
Oh, because he dipped out of rogue.
Yeah. Well, he only dipped into rogue.
Evasion comes at like 3rd level, doesn't it?
I thought it was higher than that, but if it did, it would be one that was at the potential at 3rd level, but he would take something off it if that was the case.
Okay, so
I'm pretty certain
I will say it is now Genric's turn as you see a tiefling silhouetted by the light in front of you.
7th level for evasion.
Yeah.
Cool.
And technically, the glass charge is still in the air at the present time. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
And the invisible figure hasn't stepped into them.
No, it has become visible because it made an attack.
Okay. Yeah.
But still not in.
No, it doesn't get to the glass. It's in the doorway type area. Leading into the main chamber.
Magic. That one. Incredible. That's not the one I was looking for.
So, did the Tiefling's initiative go before Genric?
He acted, bringing everyone back into action.
Okay, cool. So I don't know when it is yet.
Where was the spell I was looking for? That one. It's going to hit over early pages.
He is currently 20 feet from people.
Okay, this one has a 20-foot radius, so if I cast it directly on him, will it hit anybody?
It will get the edges of their squares, but not them.
So it'll do the, in my face the way Dimitri did before.
You might pinch eyebrows.
I will do Ice Storm. It's very cold fire. So each creature, 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder. I don't really think that matters since we're in a cave. Each creature in the cylinder must make a dexterity saving throw and takes damage when they fail. Or they take damage anyway, but less if they succeed.
He only got a 15 on his saving throw.
And he needed a 19 to not take the full damage. Okay, this does 2 types of damage, so I'm going to roll them separately.
Yep.
13 cold damage and... So that's 10 bludgeoning and 13 cold damage. And every... terrain in that 20-foot radius is now difficult terrain.
How much was the bludgeoning again?
It was 10.
Okay, he seems to take half damage from both types.
Oh.
For bludgeoning and cold?
Yep.
That's cheating.
What colour tiefling is it?
I think I even have a picture I can show you.
Periwinkle.
Colors matter with tieflings.
He's red. There is his picture.
Red tieflings don't tend to have resistance to cold, but okay.
They don't?
Interesting.
He's a very special boy.
Hey,
Special boy.
It might be the Ashen King.
Maybe.
Okay, is Generic doing anything else?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, it drops down to Hildrun.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You had changed your initiative order.
Okay. My glass shards are still up, aren't they?
You believe they'll be up for another 2 rounds.
Okay, I am going to he's how far away from me?
He is 20 feet from you.
Okay, I'm going to start by Hunter's Marking as my bonus action, which is a nice little cantrip.
It is.
Okay. Then I'm going to... Ooh, can I do a cantrip and a spell in the same action?
Generally, no, unless you've got a special ability that allows you to do so or training.
No. Okay, and you know what? It's only 2d4. I'm going to walk through the glass shards and do 2 attacks with my scimitar.
It will be 2 lots of 2d4 because you have made a 10-foot path of floating glass.
Of course I do 7 with the first D to myself. And 7 again.
Did you make your reflex?
Although,
It's a dex save.
Like the wall of fire, but you only take the only once a turn anyway.
Each 5 foot gives a different save.
But it's a dex save, and I make both.
Okay, then you take no damage from your shards.
Excellent. So I'm going to attack twice with my scimitar. And moving into the space with the Tiefling means that Tiefling takes 3d6 radiant damage.
Okay.
Wisdom
Yeah,
save. Yep, wisdom save for half.
He does not wisdom save. On a total of 6. Even though I bumped the dice.
Yes! I just rolled 3 6s. So 18 radiant damage. His speed is halved.
Halved and in difficult terrain.
Yeah, I have no problem with ice terrain, by the way. So I'm moving normal speed. 23 to hit.
23 to hit. Okay, that is a hit.
And had he taken damage before this?
He has taken damage before this.
Excellent. Second hit is 32.
That is also a hit.
Okay, so that is 1d8 plus an extra d8 for my Colossal Slayer. And it is, I got 1d6 and an extra d8 for my Colossal Slayer. 8 plus 22, that's 30 damage. Slashing.
But magical slashing.
Magical slashing. Because that's 2 attacks with my magical scimitar. Not by offhand, because I cast Hunter's... Oh, I forgot Hunter's Mark. Hang on, I think Hunter's Mark gives me extra damage as well.
I believe it does.
Hunter's Mark, 1d6 force damage. So another 2d6. That's another 8 damage. Cool.
Okay, he is looking pretty messed up. Which brings us to Dimitri.
I'm just going to take a pot shot. It says it's on standing over there, so it's a week a day. And that will be a 19, which makes it a. Oh, hang on. No, what's the other one? It's not that. The critical effects of 19s. It makes it attack roll of, where am I? 34.
34 becomes a hit.
And because if a friend within 5 feet, I get sneak attack. Do I need to separate sneak attack from the rest of the damage?
You can add it to the damage.
Yeah, okay. And 16. 16, 26, 27, 34, 42 points of magical piercing damage. And +1 roll.
Okay.
+1.
You strike true, and Hilderam watches as the bolt seems to shatter upon impact.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to do any damage?
It just seemed to shatter as it hit him.
Yes, it didn't appear to affect him.
Did not appear to affect him, but it was a beautiful shot. Would have been straight through the eye like the other ones.
Yep, okay. And why weird is they protect him from historical company that could stolen his effect, or no?
It is some sort of effect protecting him from a ranged attack.
Okay.
So a magical ranged attack?
Most likely the piercing ranged attack.
Okay.
Cool.
You could try a magic arrow.
And
That was a magic arrow.
Was it?
well, it was an arrow from magic on it. So or magic crossbow. I'll just move off to the side a bit and back a bit to make some more space between party members.
And
Are the others likely to have seen that, or would I have a chance to say, that just shattered?
you all have a
Well,
mental
sorry.
connection. You can literally tell them if you choose to.
Yeah, I choose to tell them that just shattered, no damage.
Trellin is up next.
Alright, so since I've seen that, can I make it to the halfling?
You can make it to the tiefling, yes.
You'll have to go through the glass shards, but that just needs a dex check.
Okay.
And you've got evasion anyway, but yeah, you can't like to take damage from the glass shards.
But I've got a ring of evasion, and that has 3 charges. So
You won't need
I can
evasion
get
on this. If you make the saving throw, you take no damage.
Yep, and it's a dex of 19.
Okay. No. I'm 15, so I'll roll again. Yes, 22.
Okay, so you make one of them without a problem, and you'll take a small amount of damage on the other one.
I shall roll. Give me a second. Oh, good. It was less than I rolled last time. It's 5.
So you take 5 slashing damage as you make it through.
Well, the ring of evasion.
Automatically triggers?
No, yeah, automatically triggers, and because it's stacking from my original evasion. That means I don't have to take any damage.
In which case, then you use the second charge of your ring as you get through.
Yep.
No damage. Okay, so yes, you have reached him with your weapons.
All right, so I'm going to draw out the Moonblade, which means I can't pump the Flame Tongue, but I can spend the 3 chi points to boost the Flame Tongue's bonus of +3. It'll make sense.
Yep. So are you attacking this round?
Yes, I am. So I'm attacking 3 times. So, yep. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So 32.
32 will definitely be a hit.
And 26.
26 will also be a hit.
Well, yeah. And 29 and 26.
That is all a hit. And so each hit will do it will be 4 dice of damage for each hit.
Alright.
So it's 4d8 for each strike.
Yeah, but it's not. There's no fire, so but it is 4d6. So that's 17 plus 9 is 25, makes it 50. That's lower. 29, so plus 9, 38. And the Moonblade doesn't have that potential. That 27 to hit, and that's a good roll. So That's 33 damage. That's it.
Okay, so you come up beside Hilderon and do some amazing swings with your blade as it seems to joyfully cut through your opponent.
Woohoo!
You basically see each strike is literally sending damage coursing through it. Unlike the other blows that were hurting it, your damage seems to be the equivalent of striking an undead with a holy weapon.
And sorry to backtrack. Should I go around the back so that other people can do things?
You can.
But you can still move your now, like it makes it.
And just move around it so I'm not going out of its
Not attracting an opportunity attack.
inciting a bonus action or like a reaction.
You only trigger a reaction if you move 5 feet away from it.
No,
So
I'm not doing that.
You can literally run circles
going
around
it. So it provides clearance for the rest of the team.
Okay,
So you're making space for Valen to come forward and attack.
Yes.
And when you finally stand still, you notice that the tiefling you struck so many times just seems to fall to pieces. As you seem to have destroyed its body.
I'm not sure I like that wording.
Yeah, its body.
There's a faint whiff of brimstone as the creature you killed gets sent home.
Yeah.
Is there a way to close the portal?
There are many ways to close the portal. You're just not sure how. So it is.
If we're out of combat.
If you pause for a moment, the glass falls, and you can now move in together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can I do a perception check to see if there's anybody else around the portal? Like, any other enemies?
You can. Let's see how good your perception is with disadvantage.
Yeah, disadvantage. 22?
22. You can actually see the outline of the summoning circle and the fact that it is shooting bits of hellfire into the room. That's causing the clouds and gas all around you.
But I can't see any other creatures.
You can't see any other creatures, but you've never been this close to an open portal before.
Cool.
I don't really know what else, but I was thinking if we're out of combat, it might be a good time to stop for the night. What I'm thinking over the next couple of weeks is to go around and deal with the purple. Or please will tell you.
If people,
Well, at this point, I'm looking at Dimitri because I got no idea.
Yeah.
so we all pause, look at Dimitri, and the end credits.
Before we do that,
Yep.
is it only Trellin who hasn't been hit by damage?
That is
Anybody else taken?
That is technically
That's
true.
right.
Everyone else has taken 10 points.
Okay, I'm going to throw a bonus action healing word. Mass healing word, level... Hang on. Let's go level 2.
10 points, so.
Beware, you'll need to keep track of what your spell slots are for next session.
Oh, I've got that.
No, for the others as well.
Yep. Level 2 bonus action healing word, which gives us all 2d4. Which is only 5 damage, but that's still something.
So everyone has 5 less damage.
Right back. Yeah.
Cool. I just wanted to do that before we run into something.
Good plan. Yep.
Okay, so I will put it on end credits unless anyone else wants to do something, and I'll chat to you after that.